Hey, just a quick heads up. Content here may not appeal to everyone. If you don't resonate with what's shared here today, that's okay. We all have our own journey in life, so please respect our shit and we'll respect yours.
Welcome to the Own Your Own Shit Show, where we talk about how your thoughts and your emotions affect your physical body. So I'm Lisa from Beyond Balance. I am a nurse, massage therapist, and a mind-body connection coach, and I help women to release the stress in their mind and their body.
Hey, and I'm Andrea Coulter. I'm a doctor of medical health and homeopathy and the creator of the IOMA healing system, which you can read about below. And today we're going to finish up our conversations about digestion. So we've done a number of episodes which is all about how our thoughts and our emotions are affecting our digestive system in various ways. And we wanted to save kind of one of the big ones to the end, which is your liver and your gallbladder. They're big players, and they do, well, the liver does multitudes of things, right? Yeah. And so we just thought, well, let's talk about it on its own. And we have a clock going, so we're going to try to keep track that we're not getting too long. We realized the first few videos got longer and longer.
I just kept going and going. Energizer buddy.
Exactly. We have so much fun having these conversations.
We do. We're laughing.
We do.
We were kind of talking before, and you were talking to me about how a lot of the liver relates to anger and how women sort of suppress their anger.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So I think if we backtrack a little bit for people to kind of understand how the liver processes. I know I actually had made some notes for this episode, even though most of the time we literally sit down and just wing it. Yep. Because we can get off on tangents. And most of my clients know that I do that. I get into a conversation about something like this, and then I just go off over here. That's what makes it. Exactly. That's what makes it fun. So with the liver, we've talked about, the food going in your mouth, you're ingesting, whether you're making conscious or unconscious choices, you chew up your food, you macerate it, it goes down into your stomach where it gets further broken down. And when it's not until it actually goes, and it's the acids in the stomach that break it down. And we can get into a whole other topic of that another time about pH levels, because that's a big issue. Yeah. But we're not going to do any more digestion for a little while. So then it actually goes into the small intestine, which again, back in my early days, I didn't know this, but it's actually in the small intestine where most of the work happens, right? Yeah, so because the liver sends in the bile and the pancreas sends in the enzymes, and it's really all in the small intestine that it's all finally processed and broken down. And so the liver's play in a lot of this is a number of things. So after it's finally kind of broken down and distributed, right? Yep. The liver's job is to make sure it filters out all the toxins, to formulate and reprocess out all the hormones, just does so many things, right?
Yeah, definitely the toxins is the biggest
detoxing,
thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's one of the big things that everybody talks about the liver is doing detoxes and cleanses, right? And I will say this, I have so many people and we just were talking about this before we started, is about doing cleanses and detoxes.
Yeah.
I actually get a lot of people that every spring they want to do a cleanse or a detox, and if they've never done one before, you can actually make yourself sicker doing it. Remember we were talking about how what happens is when you start stimulating the body to dump and flush and clean house, if you're not prepping well with proper eating beforehand or in fasting and getting all the nutrients picked up like that you're going to need to help the body to cleanse, and you just decide, I'm just going to do this protocol that I bought at the health food store or something like that, you can become sicker because you stir up too much stuff, too many toxins, too many bad bacteria, and then you can actually get overgrowth and be even sicker afterwards. So I actually highly recommend that you talk to a practitioner first before you decide to do a cleanse.
That's a good point.
If you've never done one before. If you're someone who does one every year, like I always do one every spring for sure. Sometimes I do one in the fall again if I've had an overly entertaining summer.
That's fun.
Exactly. I like my wine at the cottage, and I have clean mojitos that I make.
Oh,
yeah,
that's yummy.
super organic and clean.
Oh,
yeah, they're even keto. There's no sugar in them. Yeah, I've got all the young girls at the cottage addicted to them.
Oh,
they're a little tart, but they're really good.
I'm sure everyone wants to know the recipe.
Exactly, we might share. And So when it comes to the liver, the toxicity and the cleansing of the liver, and it holds everything, and the gallbladder holds the bile for the liver, right? And it's like the liver gets toxic and cranky, you know. We talked about alcoholics, you know, how they get miserable.
They're usually not very nice people.
They're not. Once they're fully into that phase, why? Because the liver is so swollen and engorged with toxicity that, that they feel miserable.
Yeah, so they're going to take it out on everyone.
Exactly. I mean, how many people know when you've eaten something or drank too much or eaten things that you shouldn't have, and you're feeling really crappy and shitty? It's because the liver is like on overload, right?
Can't detox anything else. It's struggling.
Exactly. And so what happens then is in long-term effects, or, you know, and again, if toxicity is built up and then it's held in the gallbladder, you know, it's you holding on to your anger, you know. And we were talking about how I'm not sure of the statistic exactly, but I think it's like 75% of porta gallstone issues is in women. That it's very, very rare that men get gallstones. It's always women, and why?
Because we hang on to everything. We're not allowed to express our true feelings. Exactly. You know, we can't speak up for ourselves. We're taught, you know, just be that good little girl. It's so annoying.
Exactly. We get frustrated and angry about it, but we don't say anything because we don't want to be the bitch, you know.
No, we don't want to look bad, or we don't want to offend someone or hurt feelings or whatever, but the reality is we all need to speak our truth.
Exactly.
Own our own shit.
Own our own shit. Exactly. Oh, we're gonna do the whole.
Own your shit. It's a little shit.
It's a little shit. Just a little shit.
That's right. Yeah. I think that's a good topic, is cleansing, because a lot of people really want to try it, but they don't know what to do with it.
It's true.
And like you were saying before, a lot of the times they do detox their liver, but then they don't know how to actually get rid of that toxin. So it's floating around, and now it's maybe in your brain, or you know, creating that foggy brain, or feeling nausea.
Yep. And we can we'll share a link below. I've created, with my own healing system, I've created a detox kit. Specific remedies that help to stimulate the body to cleanse and to flush. There's a whole written protocol in the book that comes with it. It walks you through a 5-week program, and it sort of holds your hand, and it gives you kind of tips on if you are, you know, if you're having trouble with detoxing, here's what you do, right?
So that's really good.
Yeah, it's just something I put together over the last 10 years of my practice, knowing that when people cleanse, these are the things that kind of can come up. If you have pain, or, you know, talks about castor packs on the liver, and you know, all kinds of different protocols that you can use. So that's in the detox kit.
Yeah, and even probably emotionally, a lot of things come up. And so even just getting rid of that emotion is good.
There's an emotional combo in that.
Oh, that's perfect.
Guaranteed, and people don't often stop and think about this, which is why we're doing this show, is that exactly, like, people's emotions get wound up when they are detoxing and cleansing. Think of even when you said to yourself, I'm going to not eat sugar for the next, you know, few months. I'm going to, right? How many times have we all done that, right?
Yep.
And what happens after day 2 of no sugar? It's emotional.
Yeah, and you get cranky, and you're like, don't talk to me. Exactly. I'm not eating sugar. Don't put that sugar in my face. It's
exactly.
Like, okay, you're crazy.
Exactly. Or I've had where I break down crying because I'm literally so beside myself trying to be so good. Yeah. But it's all the stirring of stuff. So cleansing it's a good thing to do, absolutely. Again, it's kind of like, we always used to use this story, like, think of it like your whole digestive system is like the plumbing system, right, in your house. And if it gets clogged up and backed up, and where's the smell going, and where's everything going, and then things are going the wrong way, right? So you should literally do a cleanse at least once a year. If you think about it, if you think 365 days, you've maybe not eaten. We're not perfect.
No.
We do eat and drink things we shouldn't. I live a fairly keto lifestyle. You're a very clean, gluten-free. Yeah. We've learned how to listen to our body and know what's working and what's not working for it, and what really does work for it. But doesn't mean we do it all the time.
No, and there's different toxins and stressors coming at us all the time anyway. Exactly. Like even just driving is stressful, which the body
Exactly.
sees as a toxin. So we're constantly putting our bodies into all these stress modes and toxic situations. So we all need a detox, we all need a cleanse. It's the reality. It's time to get over it.
Exactly. So maybe dedicate yourself, once a year. Pick a time when there's a gap in things. I know it's a hard one because we have a lot of birthdays in our house early in the year. So February and March are birthdays, and then you've got Easter, and then you've got the May long weekend.
Yeah, so there's always something.
There is.
Yeah.
So we always use that gap. I use that gap between Easter and the May long weekend to really get everything all on track. So I kind of get myself prepped almost before Easter.
That's good.
Knowing right after Easter, I'm going to kind of do this whole protocol and do some fasting and get myself all prepared, make sure I got all the things I need to do.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people are worried about the fasting part, and I think the reality is if you really can't fast, then at least try and eat, organic veggies as much as possible. Drink lots of fluids. Celery is a good detox too. I think so.
Yeah, vegetable juicing, broths. Especially in that time of year in the spring. I don't know about you, but I like warm things. I have trouble going to lots of salads and things like that. Even though I eat salads almost every day, I still find I want something warm with it when the weather's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's true.
So brothing, I'll do lots of broths and stuff. One thing you can try is intermittent fasting, and that's how we all started. 12, 15, I don't know how, I don't want to date myself. But
2 years ago.
We started with intermittent fasting, and that's literally just you eat supper, and then you don't eat anything else until 11 or 12 the next day, right? Or 10, 11, so that's a 15-hour, a window of, that's a fast.
Yeah,
truthfully.
It's really good.
Yeah. And you can still get up in the morning if you're a coffee addict, which I do love my morning coffee. Again, I make it fairly clean, it's organic, and I use coconut froth on top, and it's really yummy.
It's over wondering now.
I know, right? You can still do that. Keep the creamer down to a tablespoon, don't do more than that, and try to only have your one, but drink lots of water or lemon water and broth if you have to get yourself through. But what I found is, because I've done it for so long, is now I can easily go from 6 o'clock at night till 3, 4 the next day before I feel like I need to have something, because I have my fluids.
Yeah.
Right?
And that really helps with digestion too. I found that was a big thing. If I made sure I didn't eat right before bed, and then I waited a little while, so at least the 12 to 15 hours, everything felt normal. Felt good. No IBS.
Yeah, and
that's good.
Talking about mind and thoughts and emotions, I find when I do that, I feel clearer.
Yeah, I do too.
And when your digestive system is kosher,
Yep.
you feel happy.
You do.
Yeah.
And that's reflective of the liver too, because it's not working so hard.
Exactly.
Overloaded.
Yeah. Lemon water is one of the best things for the liver. So if you can do a little bit of warm water with a real lemon in it in the morning, it helps. The first thing, before you even get to coffee or anything else, it helps to stimulate the liver to dump more toxins.
Wow, that should be a staple.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is easy.
Yeah.
Boil some water, lemon, bam.
Exactly. Yeah, not hot, just lukewarm. So what I'll do is squeeze my lemon into a bit of cold water from my filter, and then I will boil water just to give it a splash to warm it, and then just drink it all down. Then go make my little froth for my morning latte.
Oh, it sounds so nice. I like coffee.
That's my morning. And me too. I do love my coffee. But what's weird is I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. And then I have about a cup and a half, and I'm nah, I'm over that.
Yeah, same. It's actually, you kind of get the point where you don't, the taste isn't that appealing anymore.
Nope. And that'll be it for the day for me. But anyway, so the liver and the gallbladder, really, we feel, does a lot with how you, it really does affect how you feel.
Yeah.
Even though the gallbladder, and interestingly enough, and this will be our wrap up because I'm trying to watch the time and make sure we're not going too far. Interesting final fact about the liver and the gallbladder is that it's funny how you don't often notice when the liver's unhappy necessarily.
No.
I mean, some people, if you're feeling kind of achy on this side, probably your liver, right? But you don't feel it as aggressively as you do the gallbladder.
Oh, interesting.
So it's that congestion and the gallstones that are building up in the gallbladder when people have gallbladder attacks.
Yes.
Right? And you were talking about with how many women have their gallbladders taken out.
Yeah, exactly.
And how that messes up their digestive system.
I know. And now, isn't that even more taxing for the liver? Because it doesn't have a storage for the bile anymore.
It is, exactly. Yeah, usually if you've had your gallbladder taken out, and what I always recommend my clients do is you absolutely have to be taking an enzyme with HCl, which is the hydrochloric acid, to make sure you're breaking down your food properly, because the gallbladder does help with the bile. And if you're not getting ox bile, so that's another thing, you get ox bile to help break down your food, you have to do that. Because if you don't have a gallbladder, there's a component, right? Which is then messing up your whole...
Yeah, you're missing something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, God put it in there for a reason.
Exactly.
So
it's true, we were created perfectly.
Absolutely. You know, and they go, oh, I love the doctors. Like, you won't miss it. It's fine. We can take it out. You'll be fine.
Don't listen to them. Don't do it.
One day we will talk about, and or if you get the digestive kit, it talks about doing gallbladder flushes.
Oh, I want to know.
And we're going to do one this year. We'll tell you how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be a whole new episode.
Exactly. Basically what we're doing is with the gallbladder flushes, we're getting rid of all your anger.
Yeah.
All that bottled up anger and rage that you've kept over the years. That's what gallstones are. And don't... even if you haven't had a gallbladder flare up, because I didn't. The first time I did a gallbladder flush years ago, I was like, meh. Well, I mean, I like my wine, and you know, I don't always eat perfectly, so probably should do a gallbladder flush.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah, exactly. It was my girlfriend, practitioner friend, that totally wanted to do it, and I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
So we planned it all, and did it, and I got gallstones out this big. Seriously.
Oh, jeez.
They were like, and tons of little pea-sized ones. I'm like.
You wouldn't even...
I wouldn't have even known
that
they were there. And when I took pictures of them and saved them. My husband came home from work and he was like, "Oh my God!" He said, "My mom had surgery to have those removed." And I said, "Yeah, I just pooped them out."
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's a whole protocol. You can safely get rid of them. You stimulate the gallbladder to dump all those, to get them out of the bile ducts so they're not blocking things. You can do it, and I've done it multiple times since. I haven't gotten like the big ones that I did that first time, but I was probably 30 at the time, so that was a lot of buildup.
Yeah.
Of anger and rage.
Yeah.
And
all bottled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good to get it out.
Yeah.
Get that shit out.
Yeah. Just let it go.
Anyway, we're gonna end on that note that, if you're having gallbladder issues, that you might want to look at some anger that you're maybe not expressing.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining in our fun conversation today about anger and the liver and how your thoughts and your emotions are actually affecting your physical body and your health. We hope you stick around. Please subscribe. We're trying to build our subscribers to 1,000. We're really looking forward to it. And we're actually really happy with the way this is going and the comments, and we're loving your support. And we're going to stick around and do this for a little while longer.
Yeah, so share your thoughts, and if there's anything that you want to hear about or know about or that's going on in your body, just comment below and let us know, and we'll make an episode about it. And just remember that the only thing that you can control is yourself.
Exactly. And until next week, be empowered, be authentic, and own it completely.
Bye!
Don't forget to connect with us on your favorite social media sites so you can share your whole healthcare woes, wins, and other shit you'd like to discuss with us.
What? I don't want glasses. I don't know what you're talking about. I am not owning that shit.
Yeah. I can see perfectly fine.
Absolutely. Exactly. So, we're going to wrap it up from here. Lisa's going to read her notes. I actually have no idea what I'm supposed to say. We've been trying to make the perfect ending.
The perfect ending. Is it going to be perfect? I guess we'll see. Okay.
Wait, I better read
too. Say something?
No, you start.
You're going to talk about subscribing?
Oh, yeah. Aren't you going to talk about subscribing? Oh, yeah.
That's my cue.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking awesome.
It was, actually.